Yellow. Ah, there it goes. Huh. That's why you gotta know every bit that you're doing, right? And everything you work with so you can pivot when things mysteriously change. Howdy, folks. I'm Cody with IronVerse Comics doing another copy. Cody and Comics. Hope you're doing well this Wednesday morning. I'm trying to see you folks every Wednesday since I haven't been able to stream much otherwise. See if we're working here on Twitch real quick. Yes, sir, we are. All right, we're good. We are set. No technical difficulties except for that mic at the beginning, which is nice. The mic was easy fix. It just was not set as the default for some reason. Yeah. Oh, I need more coffee. But yeah, hope folks are doing well. Got some updates today. Some pretty cool ones, if you ask me. Uh, we got our colors in. Not all of them. About a third of our colors are in though. The next third should be in soon, and then we'll be finished with the art production of the book, which will be incredible. And then my end is steadily coming closer, and uh, it's moving forward. Work has been done. It was like 6 hours one day just to nail it down, and then it's not that great. So I've gotta do at least one more good draft before colors finish, so we can get lettering going right away. So hopefully I can do something a little less, something a little better. I guess is the best way to put it. Uh, so we're just gonna hang for a couple since it usually takes a bit of time for folks to come in. Maestro? All right. Thank you. Even the band's working today. I'm very happy about that. They're not always working. Huh. Let's see. Oh, wonderful. There's a couple things we talked about within the team also today. So let's do that. Let's start there. And then we'll pivot towards the Jack stuff. It'll fill a little bit of time, right? Let's do. So I need this link, good sir. And I'll post it in chat. And then I need Easter. Sure, it's up top on his profile here. Oh, come. That's the guy I was. It's only one Steve I really interact with. Come on. Number 6? Yes. Alright. Okay. So first off, everybody who watches this is probably already going to be signed up to this, but if not, visit that link if you would, please. Sign up for the Adventures of Captain Orange issue 1.2. It's the redo of her issue number 1, which you can read on Global Comics right now. I actually did a IronVerse Quickie on it a long time ago, the old version of it. And she spent quite a bit of time learning the ropes and getting this together. And she is any animation you see on the channel or anywhere else you see our IronVerse animations. That's her wonderful work. She's just a beacon of light in this scene and is just a wonderful friend and collaborator. And I would love to see this do far beyond any expectations she may have. So go ahead, hit that notify at the very least. It'll boost her self-worth just a little bit. You know, it'll help with her feeling like, oh, this is getting sign-ups. This could be good. It's her first attempt at that. It takes a lot of chutzpah to jump into the crowdfunding ring, and I'm wishing her all the best of luck. I'll be there when it launches. Yeah, please check it out. Link is in chat. And then, last but not least, if it is New Comic Book Day, hop on this series. It's the it's a continuation of a different series, if I remember right. So By the Horns is its own thing, and then Dark Earth is like another arc, I'm guessing. Steve Cannon, the wonderful colorist on work, which you'll see later on in this show, I guess. Um, Whatever you call this mess. Then check it out. Fantasy, adventure, strong female protagonist, if that's your deal. Um, Beautiful colors, great, smooth, clean, comic booky line art. Um, and I've been impressed with it so far. So check it out if you would. By the Horns, Dark Earth. Go pick up issue number 1 from Scout Comics. Always love seeing smaller indie publishers doing pretty well, and Scout has kept along for a while. They've tried a few different things. Some things have worked, some things have not. So I'm just glad that he's out there and in shops, which is more than he's gotten here, right? I sell primarily and pretty much entirely direct to customers. So there's no like shelf space competition from covers and stuff, but wonderful, beautiful palette, wonderful art. Check it out, please. Alright. Now that we got those plugs out of the way from IronVerse team members doing their own thing and kicking butt at it, let's see what else before we just dive into the cool stuff. Let's see if he's around for 1 second. Oh. There's a thing. There's a thing. What thing? Yeah, you don't get to know. I do need more coffee. My routine has always been, well, it has been for the last couple weeks, and before that, for the last couple years, but there's an extra step now. It's feeding the animals before I get to do anything. Usually the coffee's the first thing I get to. So a lot of times when you folks are seeing me here, it's literally straight out of just grabbing coffee after feeding the critters. Yeah, they're doing good. Little Spud had an upset stomach yesterday and wasn't eating, but he ate this morning just fine. So I think he's doing better, which I'm very glad to see. Let's see. Pup is trying to pass out in front of the ear. And the cat's up on the bed trying to pass out. Everybody's sleepy. I'm sleepy too, kids. Make me jealous, actually, of your ability to sleep. He might be up. I'll nudge him for the hell of it. See if he's around. But yeah. I don't know where to start on the updates and stuff. But I'll feel it out. I'll feel it out. We'll go from there. Messages. Over here. Uno momento, por favor, for all of this. It's just gonna be a second, I hope. I don't need to open, I just need to copy the link, please. And drop it off over here. There we go. Alrighty. I guess I can. Well, I don't know what the thumbnail's gonna be, but it's fine. Like, would it make a difference to you folks? And I don't know who's watching, anybody's watching, but let me know in the comments if you watch this. Would it make a difference if I actually did make like a specific thumbnail for Coffee, Cody, and Comics? Oh yeah, that time it worked. Howdy, Scott. Welcome. He's got a lot brewing too. There's a lot happening. 2023 is going to be an interesting year for IronVerse Comics. We're going to be delivering issue number 4 of Jack, and I'm going to do my best to help a couple other projects kick some ass and get out there. I'm excited for his. He's shown some pretty cool previews. All right. Mrs. H is going to be delivering on her Adventures of Captain Orange, which I'm excited. I'm sure she'll fund. I think she's nervous for no reason. with how well the work's actually done on Global Comics. It was like number 6 in science fiction. I think it has much more strength and appeal than perhaps she gives herself credit for. Uh, and of course, my IronVerse Quickie was my editorial eyes, right? So it wasn't the most uplifting, but I mean, she reworked it, and so we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited. Cax Coyote, and then of course the Recluse is going to be moving in 2023. So I'm excited for next year. Just a month and a half or so till next year already. Too, this year's gone by very oddly. I'd say quickly, but sometimes it was very slow and painful. So it's kind of it was a mixed bag in terms of speed, as probably it should be. Um, I can't show the lettering script. I kind of want to, just so you guys get an idea of how terrible my lettering script looks like. I can show you an old one. Yeah, I guess I can show you an old one if I can find an old one. I think I have an old one. I might have issue number 1s. Never had this issue though, where when I got to this part, like I was just like not confident in the issue. if I'm being 100%. Oh my god. So I've improved on my filing system since this. So I use Manga Studio, which is now Clip Studio, right? Like Manga Studio 5. I have a really old copy on a Mac Air that I got from
Scott K.
my ex's
said,
dad when he
"Do you
upgraded.
have any news about Jack Irons for digital?"
Yes. Yes, we'll get there. On my ex's dad's old MacBook Air with a broken keyboard. That's what I letter on. That's what I do my lettering scripts on. It's a lot less distraction. I actually have Windows installed on there. Anyway, so when I first started it and tried to learn lettering, so I didn't have to pay somebody, which if you don't know and you're trying to release a good project, find a letterer. If you're just trying to learn how to letter, then great. Like, which was kind of a mix of what I was doing, but my lettering is terrible. You'll see. But anyway, I had no idea how to export pages correctly, so they all have their own folder and all that stupid shit. It does look like I was smart enough to pull it out, though. All right, good man, Cody. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. It's a great track, but page 11. Is it page 1? Yeah, here we go. So here's my lettering, and this was actually published to Tapas when I first tried to get. Basically, I tried pitching this to publishers first with my very bad lettering, but just to give them an idea to see if they get behind the project. Very naive. It's not how pitching to publishers works anymore. It may have back in the day, but nowadays there's just so many potential submissions that anything less than complete is probably ignored unless it is from a very well-known creator. So just keep that in mind too. Anywho, so it's not that bad. I think the flow isn't even that bad on these, and a lot of it is kind of like it would end up being with the completed bit. But you can see the lettering size is pretty inconsistent. Stupid stuff like that, right? And this, like, that's terrible. This is not great. This is fine. It's not good, but it's not as bad as this, right? But yeah, these are my lettering scripts, right? And I have no idea how to combine two bubbles. Still don't. Things like that. So, and like this too, you see the U's, it's bad lettering. That's why I don't letter. That's why we have somebody who does that. Nonetheless, this script was good. This was the script we ended up with. In fact, we ended up changing that though. There's a few, a lot did change, but this was readable. It's a lot better than my current lettering script for issue 4, actually. Yeah, see, it's just different sizes of lettering. This is bad lettering. Don't do this. But this is me taking my time trying to actually letter the book, so it's better than my current lettering script. Like, I actually was trying here, whereas the other one I'm just trying to get, for issues 2 and 3, I was just trying to get words to page, right? Just so it's readable and I can feel a rough idea of the flow of the book. make any tweaks to the art that were necessary, which with issue 4 is actually the most amount of tweaks to the art I've had to do. He took a lot of liberties, which I love. They came out great, but I can't adapt my original script directly to his work as smoothly, and so that's shaking things up. Also, my original script for issue number 4, the narration is the word pedantic? Is that the word I want to use? I just want to use that correctly if that's true. Um, like the script idea itself was super arrogant, like crazy arrogant. Pedantic. Oh come on, type man. I was combining two really old, ancient stories that have obviously stood the test of time for about 500 years and 1,000 years, respectively. And so that's characterized by narrow, often ostentatious concern for academic. Yes! Pedantic is exactly the word I wanted to use. Excellent. It is exactly. Characterized by a narrow, often ostentatious concern for academic knowledge and formal rules. So it's not pedantic in terms of formal rules, but it was definitely pedantic in concern for academic knowledge. My original script, it's very arrogant. And then my lettering script with it, since I didn't like the narration I used in the original script now to the art, I felt again it was kind of stepping on the art. I used quotations from individuals in history that I really respect, and a couple of them really fuck with the flow. I'm very glad I have a direct and strong editor in Dollar Coins who's able to say, "What the fuck are you doing?" Basically, a lot softer than that, and he doesn't cuss. But it's basically what it came to, and he pointed out the weaknesses and such. So I still have to take another swing at it, but I haven't figured out exactly how I want to do that. But I've got a little bit more time. But anyway, I want to show you that's kind of what a lettering script looks like. That's my attempt to combine the original vision with the completed artistic vision, right? At least on the line art end. And that'll allow us to move into the completed vision on the coloring end. Ain't that fun? It really is, though. Came out great. We have 10 pages. I'm only going to show the first 6 because those are actually available on the campaign page right now. So if you want to go look at them yourself, go check out issue number 4's campaign. We actually almost crossed 15K. It'd be neat before I close the campaign to cross that 15K, but it is what it is. But I think I've showed some of these probably last stream because we had a couple of these pages roughed. You know, they weren't final last week. So I'm sure I showed quite a few of these. Issue number 4 or page number 4 needed a quick fix on it. I showed it anyway, but now it's been fixed. Things like that. So page 1, page 2, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. Page 4, page 5, which I think came out beautifully. I really like the palette that Steve chose for this issue so far. And page 6. That's what's available on the campaign. I actually have 4 more pages. I don't think I'll show you. I can show you. Let me go here. Yeah. No, here. No, here. Yes, here. Cut panels. I can show you a couple panels from those pages, just so you get an idea. I want to get this animated, so I finally have a Jack hat tip instead of having to use the Clint hat tip as I've been doing since I started on Twitter. Boom. It's gorgeous. This is a small panel. Steve puts so much work into each panel to give it depth and texture. It's incredible. This panel is tiny. You can kind of tell by the line work, right? But it doesn't make that much of a difference to it. It's crazy. Because of the scratches and the depth and the color, the weight he puts to the armor and everything. It's incredible. Then we've got these guys, which is from page 10, if I remember right. And I did preview that page's full line art if you're curious and get an idea. But yeah, So the digital should be done by the end of this year, as long as the lettering goes smoothly, which it can go very fast when the lettering starts, especially if the lettering script is good. And like I said, that's kind of the problem. is I got to make sure that it's good. This issue's intimidating the shit out of me. The last couple did, but not to the same way, and I was more able to like, well, it's okay. You already wrote it. Just lean on that. Which I'm going to try and do in this second draft of the lettering script. I'm going to try and lean heavier on that narration and just try and make it feel less, again, pedantic, a little less arrogant, a little less talking down. Um, it's not the energy I want in that. That's why it's like, well, then I'll have other people who said these things much cleaner and much better to contrast against the work. That was my idea during this last lettering, and it helped to get it done, but again, there's a couple of them. It just breaks the flow, and when I don't know, it might only be like 5% of the writing, but when 5% of it is somebody else's, that's not great. Even if it's a bunch of different people, right? So I got to figure out what to do there. Some of it is also how Maxie paneled the issue. Sometimes he left a lot more room than was necessary, so I have to put something there, even though like I could just leave it like blank, basically, in terms of like nothing needs to be said there anymore because of what you did with the art. But then the panel's still open, so it's an open, empty panel. It's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah,
Scott K.
it's moving forward, Scott.
said,
It's moving forward. Yeah, that's how it goes, right? Like this has been the biggest struggle with me. Like the core idea of the issue and what it's trying to accomplish, I adore. Again, it's my favorite that I've come up with so far. And the next one is the next one's the most intimidating issue. 6, I actually get to breathe because it's going to be a more straightforward story. I don't have to say anything with it. But 5's like it's kind of what you do in your work, diving into psychological trauma. But I have to hit on it quite deeply. So I'm a little spooked on that one, but I know how I want to do it, so that's good. I just got to do it. But I got to finish this first, and I didn't think that dealing with these 4 characters and the back and forth with Jack and how he interacts with them is how you say that message in issue 4. In my original script, I kind of did okay with it, but the lettering script I did a little better, but then I basically use shortcuts and things I should do to accomplish it. So I think it's doable. It's just I gotta think on it more, a lot of thinking, and then I gotta just kind of dive into it, do a second draft, and if that doesn't work, then I gotta do a third, right? But we'll see. But yeah, the digital should be the end of the year. I don't see why not. I should have the lettering script and all the colors in by the end of this month, and then we should be able to letter it next month, and maybe we can have it out by Christmas. Would be my hope. Christmas or New Year's. We'll see. Oh, look at that. That is page 6. So I can show you how small that hat tip panel is. See how tiny that is? It's a tiny little panel. It is tiny. But ton of detail. You can even look at it and blow it up that size, and it looks all right. I love this how this panel came out too. Super moody, super moody. But yeah, I did update the campaign page yesterday with the new colors, and I cut some of the fat now that the artistic fat on there now that we actually have like full color finished pages. So I cut a lot of the old panels and such out of there, make it a little less daunting of a campaign page to scroll through. I only need 2 more backers on the full bundle tier, and we will hit 15K, which is kind of crazy. But you know, we'll see where things go. And I actually had to do a coloring note script this go as well. And that's one of the notes that he was paying attention to. So that's super helpful. Because some of the storytelling, again, I wrote to Maxie that he's supposed to pull out a gigantic cigar. out of his boot, and instead he pulls out a cigarette out of his pocket. And so that changes storytelling, because this guy, you see how big he is compared to Jack. That cigarette would be nothing in his mouth. And so later on, you'll see, folks, as the issue is read, but there's ways to compensate for the different direction that things took with the art, with coloring even. So we've had to do that a couple times. After the halfway point of the issue, we don't really have to do it, which is nice. But that was one of the things that we needed to have happen. So yeah, came out beautifully. I'm excited. 4 more pages again. I'm not going to show you folks, but it's going to be a damn fine looking issue, and I just want to step out of the way of the art as much as I can while still telling the story I need to, and that's proving difficult, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, that's where we're at. We're moving forward. Things are going well. He's moving fast. I'm excited. All that good stuff. All that good stuff. There you go. Let's do that. Don't really have anything else. Those were the updates for today. I know they're not that massive, but it's a big deal to me. A third of the way done with colors almost. One more page would be a third of the way done. Line art's done, so that means we're most of the way done with the art now. No, past the half. No, that would mean it, because no, we're most of the way done with the line art. As soon as the colors began, we were most of the way. We were over halfway, right? So cool. Everything's moving forward. Is it gonna stay in the red? Ooh, how bad is this going to you guys? It's very slow to me. Are you downloading something, Steve? No, but it may have a second ago. Why did the quality of the stream go down? I'll close this. I guess I can exit Discord. See if that helps. Oh, it might have been Discord. Then the quality just bumped right the hell up. Yeah, I guess it was Discord. Weird. Okay. But yeah, I wish I had more, but I don't. This basically covered it all. Nothing else personally. That weird thing I talked about last week with the weird email from a lawyer I contacted a while back that just said police attached. That has gone nowhere, so I'm assuming she was hacked. So I letting that worry fade. Taking care of the puppy. He's doing well. He's having fun. He enjoys his sister. He enjoys me. He was sick yesterday, but he's doing better today. After a little bit of a fast and stuff. Work's going well. Bit tiring. I got chomped on by a pit bull as well. I got tested by a pit bull is a better way to say it. Grabbed a chunk of my meat on my side there. A tooth broke a little bit of the thinner skin I've got. And bruised the shit out of me. But it did if pit bull, if it wanted to actually hurt me, it could have. So I got a lesson. A little bit there. It's a tough place to be all the time, right? For an animal, and I think that was part of it. They also they test the folks who come in and out, right, to learn how they operate, what kind of person they are, and how they can sometimes take advantage, things like that. So that was a thing. That was fine. Yeah, I don't have anything else. The old gig that I had, which was running my buddy back and forth, that's been back on the last couple weeks. It's been great because I've been needing the extra cash to kind of just save and shore up for fulfillment coming up. Things are moving forward. Not much else I can say. I'm excited. I read The second to last omnibus of Shaman King came in. I started that. I'm not very far into it. I haven't been doing much reading lately. I've been watching a fuck ton of Hunter x Hunter. Or Hunter x Hunter. I'm not even sure how you say it. Um, that put me. I'm at episode 83. I'm in what's supposed to be the greatest arc in Hunter x Hunter so far, whatever that means, because they're all pretty damn good. Chimera Ant arc, which seems to go on for very long. It looks like it's still going about 20 some odd episodes after where I'm at. It's interesting so far, but I'm not that far into it, so I have no idea where it's going. The bit's kind of interesting. I got the same things to say about Hunter x Hunter, though, that I had before, which is the character designs are just bleh, but they get out of the way of the character development and the story, so they do their job excellently. It's just like, I don't like the character designs. It's the best way to put it. It's like I don't like them. It's hard to explain. They feel bland and generic, but I think that serves the story very well. It's a really weird thing to come across. Like, I've never come across a set of designs like that in Western or Eastern comics, where it made me feel like that about the designs, and yet I could fall 115% in love with the storytelling. It's crazy. Yeah, all the it's basically every design. So that's where I've been catching up, learning about that. No worries. You take care, Scott.
Scott K. said, excited to read for got to go work stuff.
Right on. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck. You take care. Thank you. Folks, check out The Recluse as it continues to show excellent things. Yeah. That really does do it. Shaman King so far, they're going into the plants, is what they call them. So it's these different rooms before they head to go fight Hao, who is going to become the Shaman King, right? So they got to prove themselves. It's interesting. I think it'll be a good arc to finish things out. So I'm excited for that. Just kind of crawled through it. I've started Soul Finder as well. I have not gone through Soul Finder. There's elements of it I really like, and then there's other bits where it's just not absorbing me. So that's not a bad thing. I don't think it's anything specifically. It's just it hasn't hooked me yet. I'm hoping it will as I get further through it, but I don't know. I also want to check out the Matthew Weldon art that comes after this first book of Soul Finder, so we'll go from there. I haven't read Common America X Soul Finder because I want to read Soul Finder first. I think there's a Common America coming in again. The guys at Iconic are crazy at delivering consistent content in terms of quality and in terms of delivery. It's insane. It's a wonderful standard to shoot for as an indie comic creator. But I don't think many, if anybody else, can really pull it off like they have. So that's the thing. Like it's a goal, but I don't think it's one you should beat yourself up for not coming close to. Got a bunch of other stuff on my reading shelf. Like, I've got to get through Clint Stoker's Dracula. I want to read that. There's this thing called The Spider, or Sergey the Spider, that I got from Elias Bar. That's an indie comic from his area. That's looks kind of crazy. Super indie. I love it. For that style. Yeah, it's been slow. It's been slow, but like progress has been happening on things, so I'm a happy camper about that. Like, it's just the details Steve like added to this panel. Like, I just had, man, so good, so good. Yeah, folks. Oh yeah, 36 minutes. I could keep this short. I mean, nobody's here, and I am out of things to say. I am also hungry. Yeah, wish I had more to talk about. There's a couple more folks in comics passed this week, if I'm remembering correctly, which is disappointing. the co-collaborator on League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I believe, passed, and I recommend if you come across it, the Alan Moore uh, statement, I guess I'll call it. It's like 1,500 words, whatever. It's not that long, but it's longer than what I think the folks who asked him for it were expecting, which is Alan Moore, right? Was very sweet. Like he definitely really respected this individual, maybe more than any other collaborator he's worked with, which is very cool to see from such a legendary writer. Um, Otherwise, yeah, I don't think there was anything else that really caught my eye. I mean, there's weird stuff around the world happening, of course. I'm excited for Dark Tide coming out in a couple days for the. It's not a beta, but it's kind of a beta. It's like a launch beta because it doesn't come out till the end of the month. But this is like a round 2 beta for people who pre-order. Um, I'd like the game to work. There has actually been an update to the graphics drivers from NVIDIA, so maybe now the game won't crash when I'm running it. So that's tomorrow it comes out, so I'd like to check that out. Yeah, and otherwise, like, it's just been watching Hunter, trying to catch up on that, which I won't do. Like, it's going to take forever. But it's been good. It's been good. I like Gon quite a bit. I like Killua quite a bit. Quarterpika. Like, the strength of the characters is incredible in that series. Just they again, there's something about the character designs in that series that, like, the Yu Yu Hakusho character designs feel stronger and better to me than the Hunter designs, which is, again, kind of crazy. Because the Hakusho designs are relatively basic as well, but something about them feels better. It's weird. It's weird to me that I'm still trying to come to grips with how that works so well. I don't know. Skip track. Skip track.
As you wish.
Thank you. But I'm glad everything worked today. Like, sometimes I've been spending 30 minutes to try and get the stream up after a week. So I'm just glad that went smoothly. Again, things are being worked on. Things are moving forward. I wish I had more to... I do have more that I could show, but I don't want to show. I gave you an idea of what a lettering script for me looks like. Like, some of it's really bad. I mean, just look at this. Oh, it's using the dance party music. Don't do that. Skip track. It's a great track, but it should be saved for something specific. Yeah, look at that. Is it readable? Yes. Does it look good? No. Yeah, I just got to do that. That's where I'm at on my end. From there, after the digital is finished, then I'll get the file. To finish the detail, the digital will take a little bit. Contact Mr. Nico Buffo, get him paid, get him to do the graphic design work, and we'll finish the issue. I've got to still figure out how we're filling out those remaining pages. I think we're going to do work in progress stuff again, because that's just the safest and easiest. Then I have a short story I'm going to put in there that has a bonus kind of pin-up image to go with it, which is cool. We might include a preview of one of the other releases that's coming out next year. We might not. Might just combine those into one thing and release it as a digital bonus. Still figuring that out. I'm probably going with Comics Wellspring for printing, since they seem to be the most active and forthcoming out of printers that I've contacted so far. But we'll see. And I definitely don't want to ship till after the holiday season anyway, just because of shipping prices. So, yeah, that's the plan. Is a lot of just being patient and doing the work that we need to do. Sorry about the sneezing. I mean, most people would mute their mic, right? Yeah. All right, folks. I there's a million other things that could be done. to fill time, right? It's not something I think I should do. Uh, Let me see. Was there anything else of any value to share with you folks that has occurred? I really, I don't think so. But we'll look. No, I don't. I do not believe so. So, thank you folks for joining. Like a whole bunch. Thank you. Like, it's always a little humbling that anybody watches these kind of vlog update things. I try a vlog style catch up, right? Like that's the only thing I've been able to keep consistently. Start with what you're reading. When I began that, that one had a sour note occur that kind of. We've gone 50 of them, and that's crazy to me. Then there's hundreds of videos on the channel now, and I've tried to be consistent since I launched it. And there's a couple hundred subs here, which is crazy. Ton of stuff doesn't get many views. Like, I'm not gonna sell that thing because it's based on AI art, and it's still kind of say last year, right? So yeah, it's kind of neat for then. So it'll be neat to cross over 15K, but whatever it's not a biggie either way. Almost 15K is crazy. I got both trailers on up there, and then of course the beautiful colors up to page 6. Just want to look at those. They're there. And thank you for joining me. I'm Cody with IronVerse Comics, and I will catch you folks later on.